Current issues in early childhood education. What are current issues? They tend to be the latest things that are happening around you and that have an impact on our profession. I am giving you my list. You certainly may have others. Current issues can be influenced by where you live, what you read, the people you interact with, and there are current issues in every discipline. Again, this is my list. The importance of children's literacy development. Learning to read has become the paramount objective in every class you take, every grade, every communication. There is a ton of research. There's a ton of conflicting studies out there. Most universities now have 4-year degrees and master's degrees solely in reading. Most districts now employ reading specialists. Knowing about print and books and how they are used is called print awareness. When does print awareness start? We are finding in infancy. Books, books, and more books. Some hospitals and birthing centers now send new parents home with books, and pediatricians are encouraging parents to read and read some more to their children. Reading aloud to children has been called the single most important activity for building the knowledge required for success in reading. The Essentials article in your reading also talks about the valuable dispositions of early literacy instruction. You can see those here, so cultivating these dispositions also is very important to children's literacy development. The growing number of diverse children. The 2000 census showed in 10 years the number of children in immigrant families increased by 63% in many areas of the country. By 2020, more than half of the nation's children are expected to be part of a minority race or ethnic group. The Census Bureau predicts no one racial or ethnic group will dominate the U.S. in terms of size. For our region here in North and Southwest Florida, it really depends on where you are as to how diverse your classrooms will be. But you are almost guaranteed to have at least one student from a diverse background, often from a non-English speaking family. Our teaching strategies and daily practices must accommodate these students. Inclusive programming. This issue is similar to the diverse issue, but these students are students with diagnosed disabilities. Autism seems to be at an all-time high. You will read research that states it is caused from eating too much processed food, to vaccinations, to how high the moon is in the sky. Okay, that might be an exaggeration, but no one really seems to know for sure. And it doesn't really matter when that child is in your classroom. We need strategies to work with them. Inclusive programming means these children with special needs are in the same classrooms as a typical child, whatever a typical child is. Are there really any of our children that are typical? That's a different issue. But it means that we have to be adaptable, having a plethora of teaching strategies and being endlessly creative. School readiness. When children have the knowledge and abilities necessary for success in kindergarten, this is where the Florida Early Learning Standards come in. This is where the need to succeed in our pre-K classrooms come in. This is where testing comes in. This is where the scary business of education has now begun. In my day, early childhood education had very little pressure. Today, early childhood educators are feeling the pressure of getting students ready for kindergarten. We've already discussed how kindergarten has changed. The kindergarten emphasis has moved into the pre-K and even into our 3-year-old classrooms. Integration of STEM. We were here once before, back in the 60s when Russia launched Sputnik, which was a satellite, before we did. It seems we've always been in competition with Russia. If they do it, then we need to do it better. With science and math today, many cultures are way ahead of us, so now we have begun to emphasize it. Unfortunately, it is not often a strength of early childhood people, but it needs to be. So be brave. take some math and science courses. Khan Academy, K-A-H-N, online is indispensable if you want to learn math and science concepts. If you don't understand it, you can never help little ones understand it. Children's mental health. Does this one surprise you? Mental health is as much a part of an individual as physical health. High quality early environments and nurturing relationships are the key to stable mental health. We have all witnessed children that come from dysfunctional families. Many of your guidance concerns revolved around unstable home lives. Children today experience way more risk factors than any previous generation. Just think of the violence that they witness on screens in a 24-hour period. Add that to the instability of their personal lives. Many children live in 2 families, sometimes 3 different households, parents that they seldom see. You get the picture. Mental health is a necessary factor to consider nowadays in our work in early childhood. Technology. How far are you along in technology since your preschool days? Would you have even imagined you would have smartphones and smart TVs and be able to complete your education online? Can we even begin to imagine what the technology world will be like for the 4-year-old today? Ongoing professional development. What our children are exposed to, how to effectively reach them, this will continue to change. Many of the strategies you will use as a teacher today may not work tomorrow. Our job as professionals is to keep on top of it. Does this mean we endorse every new idea that appears? No, but we must know how to critique it to determine if it is something we might need. Tomorrow's world may be a place we know nothing about. Teaching with intention. The definition, the process of teaching children the skills they need for success based on specific goals and standards. The intentional teacher has high expectations for every child. They choose the most appropriate instructional strategies to assure their learning. They plan using local, state, and Common Core standards, and they differentiate instruction to assure that each child learns. Guiding children's behavior. This class did not include guidance and discipline. Many of you have observed and commented on it, and there should be a philosophy statement on guidance and discipline in your modified child care handbook assignment. Guidance and classroom management is a part of every single second of every single day, so you can never learn too much in this area. So, what does this all mean? It means stay informed. It means read, and read some more. It means listen. It means be involved in your own teacher research or other teachers' research. Learn another language. Take some math and science courses. They will soon be teaching coding as a class in our schools. Become familiar with anything that might touch our classrooms. Learn new vocabulary. Dress professionally. Smile often. Okay, I've gotten off track, but we are role models first and foremost. We don't have to know everything, but if you don't know something, admit it and learn about it. Your education will not end when you leave school. Sometimes it has just begun.